Hey, hi, welcome to the B.ScIT MSCIT question and answer series. Myself Guru, and today we're going to see the topic from B.ScIT question paper, that is what is a property, and explain how read-only property is achieved. So today we're going to talk about a property in C#, and we will also see how read-only property is been achieved. So this was the same question was asked in October 2010 for 6 marks. So it is very important question in terms of exam point of view, because it carries 6 marks. So if you have any queries or any doubts regarding this session, feel free to mail me on gurumatrix2004@gmail.com. For more information on .NET videos, or B.ScIT MSCIT videos, you can visit our site, that is www.questpond.com. So let's start our session. So my friends, let me just open up my notepad and let me just say property in C#. Okay, as a one-liner definition, properties are members of the class and they provide a flexible way to achieve read or write the values from the class. So for example, if you want to write anything inside the class, then you need a property, or if you want to read anything from the class, then you need a property, because properties are exposed publicly. So if I say properties are exposed publicly, then I mean to say that we need to use a public access modifier, at the start to declare a property. So now let me just show you the syntax of a property in a simple way. So for that, let me just declare a simple class called employee, and I will show you, how to declare a property. Class employee. And now I'm going to declare a simple property. Before that, let me just declare a private variable, because that variable I'm going to use inside my property. I will show you how. Let me just declare the private variable. Here, employee code, and now I'm going to declare a property. So as I told you that properties are exposed publicly, so I'm using my access modifier as public, followed by data type, which data type of property I want. So I want integer data type, so I will use my integer data type, followed by property name, the scope of property, okay. So as you see, I have declared a property, integer type property called employee code. Now inside the property scope, I am going to declare a two accessor, that is get and set. Let me just show you. Set, I will say set the outside value, whatever value coming from the outside, set that value to my employee code, a private variable, and get accessor to retrieve the value, or let's say to read the value. So I will say return code, so employee code. So get and set accessor, are basically used inside the property, for getting and setting the values. So set, basically if you want to write any value to the property, then we use set accessor, and if you want to retrieve the value from the property, then we use get accessor. So get and set accessor are basically for reading and writing the values. So if you want to write a value to the property, then set accessor must be present inside the property, or if you want to retrieve the value from the property, then get accessor must be present inside the property scope. So a property, let's say if I remove this, a property without get, what it is called? It is called as, write only property. Or let me do vice versa now. If I remove set, if I remove set accessor from the property, then a property employee code is called as read only property. So means I cannot write any value to this property employee code. I only read the value from the employee code. So if you want to achieve read only property or write only property, so depending upon the set and get accessor, you can achieve that. So as I told you, a property without set accessor, it is called as read only property. A property without get accessor, it is called as write only property. So this is how we can achieve read or write only property inside the class. So now, so that you have understood what is a property and what is read only property, how it is achieved. Now let's see a simple example on this by using our console application, and we will use a class and we will create a property, and we will see how the read only property works, how the read only property is achieved. Let's see a simple example on that. So for that, let me just open up my Visual Studio 2010, and I'm going to create my console application project. Okay, now I'm going to create my console application. So for that, I'm going to my file, new project, I will say project, and so here I'm going to select my console application. Friends, as you can see that my language type is Visual C#, and my .NET framework is 4.0. so let me just give a nice name here in my name column. So finally I said okay. So Visual Studio is creating a console application environment. Here we go. So the project has been created successfully with some default libraries and with a nice namespace, properties, and with a class program which is having a static void main method. So now I am going to create a simple class. So for a time being, I have already coded that class. Let me just show you. See my friends, this is my simple class employee with a private variables called employee code, employee name, and company name. And this is my first property which is having set and get accessor both. So it means I can write the values to the employee code, or I can read the values to the employee code from the employee code. So this is my first property of integer type. So remember, whenever you declare a data type, integer or string or double or anything, the return type has to be same. So as you can see, my employee code return type is of the same data type, that is integer. So return type has to be same. So this is my first property, employee code with integer data type, and below that I have another property, that is employee name with again two accessor, that is set and get accessor. It means I can write the values to the employee name, or I can read the value from the employee name. So now coming here, to the company name, as you can see that here I have only one accessor, that is get. So it means, as I told you, that if a property is having, let me just show you that. Okay, here, if a property is having set accessor, let's say if a property is having, if a property is having only the set accessor, then we can only write the values to the property. We cannot read any value from that property. So it is called as, a property is called as write only property. Now this type of property is called as write only property. Now let me add a get now, and let me remove this set. So as I told you, a property with only get accessor, is called as read only property. Okay, that's what today's session is about, read only property. So a property which is having only the get accessor is called as read only property. It means we can only read the value from the property. We cannot write anything to the property. So read only property can be achieved through the using of get accessor. So this property, a company name with string data type, okay, having only one accessor, that is get accessor. So it means this property is called as read only property. So now what I will do, I will create a object of a class, and that is obj emp equal to new employee. Now I will try to write the value to the property called company name. Let's see what happens, whether it takes the value or not. Let's see. I will try to write a value to my company name, which is only read only property. Let's see what happens. Okay, my friends, as you can see the error, the property of the indexer, cannot be assigned because it is only read only property. As you can see, it is read only at the end, so it is confirmed that this property is called as read only property. Now let me show you the output. Now let's use that other two properties also. Let's say obj emp dot employee code is equal to 9, obj employee name is correspond private limited, and let me remove this part. So now let me just display the value. Before that, let me just change the employee name to, let's say, Guru, and let me show you the output by using the console application. Console.writeLine, I'm sorry, console.writeLine, employee name and employee code So now in the next line I am going to display a company name. So employee Guru with the employee code 9, and he is the employee of company or firm Okay, I'm done. So let me just show you the output of this. So as you can see that the output is employee name and the employee code is Guru, 9, and of company correspond an IT technology firm, because my private variable company name is having a value called correspond an IT technology firm. So this is just a simple example, to achieve read-only property. So this is how we have achieved read-only property, and we have also understood what is a property. So this was the same question was asked in October 2010. So in terms of exam point of view, it is very important question, because it carries 6 marks. So it is very important question. If you have any queries or any doubts regarding this session or topic, feel free to mail me on gurumatrix2004@gmail.com. So my friends, my B.ScIT M.ScIT friends, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.